Hi, welcome back to Spreadsheets CST 1040. Will be lecture number 3. Now, in lecture 2, we built this payroll worksheet, which I already have on the screen here. I want to show you some more things that we can do to this existing worksheet that we really haven't done yet. Nothing real difficult, just a few simple editing techniques I want to show you. Number 1 is how to edit an existing cell entry. For example, let's say I want to change this to XYZ company instead. There's actually a couple ways you can do it. My preferred way is to just double click on the cell, and that puts you into edit mode, and I can change it here. I'll type in XYZ and hit enter, and the cell is edited. If it's just a single word or a phrase, you can just type on top of it and hit enter. But for your longer cell entries, you might want to double click on it. I'll double click on this and I'll type in bi-weekly report, bi-weekly payroll report, and hit enter. I'll hit undo to put it back to the way it was up here on my quick access toolbar. And it's back to weekly payroll. But yeah, that's some ways of you can edit the cell entry. Let's see, over here in A7, I want to change that to employee. In that case, I would just type in employee on top of it and hit enter. Done. Another way you can edit is to click up on the input line. Let's say here I want to change this to back to ABC company. You can click right up there on the input line, delete the characters out, and I'll put it back to ABC and hit enter. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to insert rows into your worksheet. Let's say you want to add a row for Joe, for instance. I want to put Joe in between Melissa's row and Mark's row. You put the cursor on the lower of the two, and between Melissa and Mark there, and I'll go up on my ribbon, and there's an insert button, a little drop down arrow next to it, and I'll click on that and I'll put insert sheet rows, and that opens up a row. I'll type in Joe in there, and I don't know, he makes $13.50 an hour, and now I'll go over here and I'll copy the formula down from the existing up there just like that. He worked 36 hours, he didn't have any overtime hours. Then what I can do here is highlight all these cells. What range is that? F9 to J9. Grab my fill handle and drag it down one. And that calculates everything for Joe. Notice my summary information has also updated. If you want to insert more than one row, you can highlight multiple cells. For example, let's say I want to put 3 rows in between Joe and Mark. 3 rows in between Joe and Mark. I'm going to highlight Mark, Peggy, and Thomas just like that. And go up to your Insert button on the ribbon, Insert Sheet Rows, and now I have 3 empty rows on there. I'll hit my little Undo button to get rid of those rows. You can also insert a row just by right-clicking the row number itself. Let's say I'm in Mark's row, and I can right-click the number 11 there, and pick Insert, and that also inserts a row. However you like to do it. Let me hit Undo there and bring it back. You can also delete a row. Let's say I want to delete Joe's row here. You can right-click the 10, the row number, and go down to Delete. And that deletes the row, and all your answers and totals update. I'll hit my Undo button to bring that row back, and Joe's row is back. Yeah, simply right-click the row number, right-click the number 12, pick Delete, and that row goes away. I'll undo it to bring it back, and the row is returned. To do it the ribbon method, like if I want to delete Melissa's row, I'll click anywhere in Melissa's row. One common misconception is that people think you have to highlight the whole row first. You don't. As long as your cursor is anywhere in that row, you're going to delete the entire row. Right below the Insert button on the ribbon, there's a Delete button. I'll hit the Delete button there and delete sheet rows. That does the same thing, and that row is gone. I'll undo it and bring it back. Same thing if I want to insert a column. Let's say that we forgot to put a column in here, and it's the $25 a week insurance payment that all of our employees make. I'll zoom out just a little bit here, and I want to insert the column just after the taxes. And I'll click inside the net pay column anywhere. I'll go to the Insert button on the ribbon and Insert Sheet Columns. That pushes everything to the right. I'll type in insurance, enter, and it's $25 for everybody. I'll copy it down, Now I don't want dollar signs all the way down, so I'll just format these 25s and hit my comma style button. There we go, it matches. Now we sort of have to modify our net pay a little bit. I'm going to double click my net pay cell, and yeah, it equals the total pay minus the taxes minus the insurance. So I'll do minus $25 and then hit enter. And I'll recopy it down by double clicking my fill handle, and everybody's net pay is updated. Again, I'll highlight those numbers and get rid of my dollar signs. Yeah, whenever you don't want dollar signs, just highlight your numbers and hit the comma button. And I'll resave the file. And that's a little bit about editing existing cell entries, changing cell entries, inserting a row, deleting a row, and inserting a column. Let's go ahead and move on to our next worksheet now. I'm going to do a Control-N as in Nancy on the keyboard. That gets me to a new workbook. Our next worksheet will be a little bit different, a little bit more formatting techniques, and we always learn a few more new things along with the old stuff. This worksheet will be a delivery mileage pay sheet. Let's say that you work at a delivery company, Pacific Computer Warehouse, and you have 5 delivery trucks with 5 delivery drivers that deliver computers all day long and furniture, office furniture. And all of our drivers are paid by the mile. We'll say 60 cents or 65 cents per mile. We want to create a little spreadsheet here that calculates what their net pay is based on 1 full week of driving. On Monday they drive 300 miles, on Tuesday they drive 400 miles, on Wednesday they drive 250 miles, and so forth. So we'll build a little worksheet that sort of calculates their net pay due based on how many miles they've driven. Again, I'll start with my worksheet purpose. The worksheet purpose is to calculate net pay due based on 1 driver for 5 days worth of mileage. We'll get our step number 2 now, which is our raw data. Let's see, we'll type in Pacific Delivery Service. This is a mileage pay sheet prepared by you. Just put your own name in there, put my name, and date prepared, whatever today is. Well, we'll say it's August 5th, 8/5/11. There we go, looks good. Now up here in cell A7, we'll type in the driver name, then a colon, enter a couple times, the truck number. Every driver is given a truck at the beginning of the week. Then over here, we'll keep on building. I'll zoom in just a little bit here to make it kind of larger so y'all can see that better. Okay, there we go. Let's see, we'll have beginning odometer. That's the mileage on the vehicle. Ending odometer. And then daily miles. And a colon. Now, you can tell the worksheet is kind of long, or I should say the column A is sort of wide on all my entries here. We're going to go ahead and widen column A quite a bit here as we're building the worksheet. You'll see why in a couple minutes. I'm going to go up here between the A and the B and drag all the way to maybe to like 22 characters, 21. There we go. Looks good. Beginning odometer, ending odometer. Over here we'll type in Monday. Here's a cool data entry technique. When it comes to filling in a series, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, or the dates, January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, we can use the fill handle to sort of help us with that data entry. I've got Monday in here. I'll put my mouse on the little fill handle there and drag across up through Friday, then release. Sort of helps with our data entry. Notice the Wednesday doesn't quite fit in there. We should widen these columns a little bit. While these columns are highlighted, I'll go ahead and go up here to my Format button and pick Column Width, and we'll make it 12 characters wide. That should be good. Take a look. There we go. And I'll even go ahead and center them real quick. Voila. All right, there's our days of the week. We'll type in some dummy information just to get things going here. Let's say on Monday the beginning odometer was 50,000 miles. So let's type in 50,000 miles. Then when the driver came back, it had 50,300. So we'll type in 50,300, and that'll get us started with some information in there. And then we'll have our daily miles. That'll be a formula, which we'll do on step number 3. Right now we're on step 2, getting all the raw data plugged in. Let me scroll down here a little bit. this is sort of a tall worksheet, and I'll do a total weekly miles. Boom, right there. Okay, that'll be the total miles for the whole week. Like for example, this driver probably drives like a couple hundred miles every day. Then down here will be a grand total, 1,024 miles or 1,100 miles, whatever it is. We'll go down here. We'll skip a row. We'll type in pay per mile. And what did I say earlier? I think like 65 cents. Just type in 0.65 and hit enter. Okay. And we'll go down here in cell A21. We'll type in gross pay. And that'll be a formula for later on. Scroll down a little bit. Now, we do have a couple other little variables here. Every driver has to pay $20 vehicle insurance, okay, and taxes and whatnot. So we'll type in taxes over here. Enter twice. Insurance payment. We'll put $20 already in there for the insurance payment. Everybody pays that. Then we'll have net pay due. Looks good. Now, I've got step number 2 pretty much complete. This is a tall worksheet here. Probably a good idea to save the file at this point. I'll go to cell A1 and go to File, Save As, and we'll type in Delivery Mileage Pay Sheet. And hit enter. There we go. Now the file is saved to my hard disk drive. And let's continue on here doing some of our calculations. I'm sort of just overlooking the worksheets. Looking over the worksheet here, make sure that we have everything necessary. Maybe down here have like a driver signature block or a little disclaimer. See, by signing above or by signing below, you affirm that all mileage is true and accurate. Period. And I'll type in driver signature. Turn off my caps lock there. And I'll put a border along here. That'll give a line for my driver to sign when we actually print this out. So I'll put a thick bottom border. Okay. Now, a lot of these format techniques we've already learned in lecture number 1 and lecture number 2. So I'm not going to be walking through step by step for every single little thing for stuff that was in previous lectures. If you get stuck, just rewatch the other lectures or drop me an email, and I'll make sure that you get squared away. But now I have a nice signature block for my mileage pay sheet here, and I'll do another signature block or another little border over here for the driver name, and one border for the truck number. And if I go to print preview here up on the quick access toolbar, you can sort of see how the worksheet's looking, and you print it out, and then your drivers fill it in, and then you plug all the numbers into the spreadsheet, and you'll have their pay due. Then this sheet will go to the payroll department, and they get their check cut to them. Okay, real simple procedure there. Alright, looks pretty good. Okay, now let's start doing some calculations in here. Step number 2 is done, all the raw data. Let's do step number 3, the calculations. The daily miles, I'm sitting here on B as in Brian 15, is I want to take the ending odometer and subtract the beginning odometer. So it should be 300 miles was driven on Monday, right? Now be careful. Sometimes it's common instinct to take the top number minus the bottom number, but that's not the case here. I want to take the bottom number minus the top number. Whoops, I got a little spelling error in here. Let me fix that. There we go. Don't have any spelling errors. I want to take my 50,000 and subtract my 50,300 and subtract 50,000. Now, we're going to enter this formula in a little bit differently. We've just been manually typing in the cell addresses. Our formula is quite simple. It's 50,300 minus 50,000, which translates into B13 minus B12. But we're not going to type in B13 and B12. We're going to let Excel do it for us. I'm going to start off with the equal sign right here in B15. And then I can use my arrows and I can point to the proper cell. I'm hitting the up arrow now, left arrow, down arrow, right arrow, down arrow again. And see how the address down here is starting to fill in? And I can point to the actual cell that I want to use. That way I don't have to type them in. And look down here, it actually says the word point on your status indicator. Whoops. Your status indicator down there. So equals B13 minus, then I'll just click on 50,000. And that plugs in the B12 automatically. That's called pointing. Very cool technique, often overlooked by Excel users. Most people just type it in manually, but pointing is sort of a neat way to get your cell addresses into your worksheet. I'll hit enter right here, and I should get 300 miles. No brain surgery there. and I'll hit my up arrow and look up at my input line. I got B13 minus B12. Looks good. Now I'll grab my fill handle and drag all the way across. Now we're going to get zeros, obviously, because there's no miles plugged in here yet. We'll go ahead and plug in some miles for Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. On Tuesday, the truck had 50,000, or actually a different truck was taken out maybe, and it has like 68,000 miles on it. And then when they come back, it has 68,275. 275 miles. Wednesday, the truck had 75,000 miles, and then it came back with 75,350, and that's 350 miles for the week so far, or for Wednesday. So far we have several hundred miles going on. For the total weekly miles, the auto sum button wouldn't be very practical here, but we can sort of use it. Remember, the auto sum button, which is right up here, is usually used when the numbers are right on top or right next to your cell cursor. Well, I want my answer here, and all the numbers are over here. So we're going to use the point method and the auto sum button simultaneously. With my cursor right there, I'm going to click on my auto sum button. Then I just click and drag across all those numbers, and you'll see how the formula builds itself automatically. Equals sum B15 through F15, and then I'll hit enter, and I've got 925 miles for the week so far. On Thursday, the driver started off with 85,000 miles and came back with 85,200. There we go. Now we have 1,125 miles down here so far. Okay, so our mileage starts filling out, or our weekly miles start building up as we start filling out the form going across the week there. Okay, let's go to our next calculation, which is gross pay. Real simple. Gross pay, it'll be the total weekly miles times the pay per mile. So 1,125 times 65 cents, which translates into what? B17 times B19? And I'll do my point method here, equals, and then start with the equal sign. That anchors the formula to that cell, B21 in this case. And I'll click 1125, and then multiply that times 65. Just click it, and it puts it in there. That's using the point method. Very, very handy. And I'll hit the enter key. Should be about $700, $731. Sounds reasonable. Looks good. Okay. Now we'll calculate our taxes. Again, we have to know the tax rate. We'll just say that the tax rate is 18% or 0.18. So the taxes will be the $731.25 times your tax rate of 18%. So I'll do equals, and I'll point to it again. I'll just click on it. There we go. Equals B21 times 0.18, and hit enter. And there is my tax amount. Okay. Now our net pay due is simply the gross pay minus your taxes minus the insurance payment, and that's what the driver's paycheck is going to be. And this is a really handy thing to use the pointing method for. So we'll do equals B21 minus B23 minus B25. And I'll hit enter. The net pay due is $579.63. It'll actually round up once we get rid of those decimal places. Okay, so I'll do a Control S and save my worksheet here. Looking pretty good. Let me zoom out a little bit. Now, let's move into step 4 and start formatting the worksheet. I'll print preview it and take a look at it. Looks pretty good, kind of sloppy, but we're going to fix that. I'll hit my escape key here, or you can click File, and that takes you back out to the main worksheet. Let's see, I'll do some merging and centering here. I'm going to highlight my A1 all the way across to F1 and hit merge and center. Maybe make it 18 points, bold, make the font color blue. Same thing for these. Remember, with merge and center, you got to do them one at a time. You can't do it all at once. Otherwise, you'll ram all the cells together and you'll lose a lot of your data. 16 point bold, blue font color looks good. A3, merge and center. Maybe 14 point bold and blue. And then my date prepared. Let's see here. Merge and center, bold, maybe 14 point, or maybe 12 point. There we go. Blue font color. And I'll put a thick bottom border. And I'll put a light blue background behind the whole thing here. Let's see, go to my little my fill color drop down arrow. I'll pick like a very light blue. There we go. My heading looks good. Let's do a new thing here. Maybe put a little graphic onto our worksheet, like a picture or a clip art image or something. I'll go to my Insert tab on the ribbon, and I'll pick on Clip Art, my Clip Art button, and the Clip Art task pane opens up over here. And then in the Search For field, I'm going to type in, let's see, I'll type in truck, and let's see what we get. There we go, little delivery truck. I'll click this one right here. When you click on it, it just inserts it onto your worksheet. Then I'll close my Clip Art task pane, hitting the X up here, and I can grab the handles in the upper right hand or upper left hand corner and make the picture quite smaller, and then move it right up here. Looks good. Maybe make the picture a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I want to make it look good there. There we go. Looks good. I'll print preview it, and okay, it's looking pretty good. I'll hit escape on my keyboard here. I'm back after the worksheet. I'll save it. And we'll continue on formatting here. Maybe bold all the row headings right here. I'll just sort of highlight all the way down and hit my little bold button. Makes it look good. I'll do my days of the week. Maybe it's already center aligned from earlier. I'll maybe bold it, put a thick bottom border, shade it, and change my font color. It looks good. Now with my numbers, there's a lot of miles and there's a lot of money, so I don't want dollar signs everywhere. I'll make all these numbers comma style. Actually, I'll go all the way down to here. What range address is that again? Remember, upper left corner, lower right corner, B12 to F17, and I'll hit my comma style button, and then my decrease decimals, and there is my mileage for the week. Everything else is money, isn't it, pretty much? So I'll go to my 65 cents. And we'll keep it simple stupid here. I'm going to highlight all my money amounts and hit my dollar sign button up here in the ribbon, accounting number format, and voila. There is my worksheet nice and formatted. Let me take a little print preview here. And the worksheet's looking very, very good. Okay, very, very efficient. And that pretty much concludes step 3 and 4 of our worksheet, the calculations with the formulas. And formatting it a little bit and verifying our numbers look pretty good. Everything makes sense. Let's do some changes here. I'll change the pay per mile to 70 cents per mile, so I'll just type in a 0.7, and that updates. I'll add some miles for Friday. The truck started off with 112,000 miles, and when it came back, I had 112,300, and that updates everything. And there's the net pay due for the week. I'll save my file. I'll print preview it one more time. And the worksheet is looking pretty good. Now what's going to happen is on Monday, you're going to hand your drivers a blank worksheet. You're going to print this thing out, and they're going to write their name on here, the truck number, they're going to plug in all their miles throughout the week. Then on Friday afternoon, they're going to hand it to you, and you're going to plug in all your numbers, and you're going to have their net pay due. And then they sign it, verifying that the mileage is accurate, and then it goes over to payroll, they cut the check, and the process is complete. And this concludes lecture number 3.